guys, it's Death Monkey here. Today we're going to be talking about a rather interesting new teaser for Call of Duty Vanguard. And basically, this interesting teaser was sent to Russian YouTube content creators and on Twitch as well. And we're going to be breaking this down, see what we can find out. So this is going to be a really interesting episode. So I'm just going to play this rather interesting clip that appeared on Charlie Intel's page. From what we understand, it looks like we're going to see some weapons, a train, and some rather interesting engraving that was left on one of the weapons. So without further ado, I'll just play this for you right now. Okay guys, so what we guys saw there was a short 4-second clip of what appears to be a crashed train that was, or abandoned train that was left in some sort of like concentration camp, or that's what it appears to be. Back now is some broken glass, as you guys can see. I'm just going to try and play this in slow motion here for you guys. Basically what we also got was some image of some, what appears to be a shotgun shell or a rifle bullet that was left behind. So that's really interesting as well. We also got a close-up of a side view of what appears to be the Mosin Nagant sniper rifle, as well as some interesting engraving on the side of it, which I'll come on to in a moment. We also got some rather interesting clips of what appears to be some more weapons that were left on the side of hung up on the side of the wall, if that makes sense. And we got, at the end of the clip, we got another image of the Task Force Vanguard logo or symbol that we saw that explained about it. So that's really interesting. So I'm just going to break down the most interesting parts of this. So we got a glimpse of the Mosin Nagant sniper rifle, and interestingly, engraved on that was, as you can currently seeing on screen right now, you can see it reads the word Netpoba. Now this is Russian writing. Now I went onto a website that actually can translate that Russian writing, and when I went onto that, as you guys can see, Netpoba from Russian to English results in the word Protrova. Now Protrova is actually the last name of a rather interesting individual. Protrova, or Nina Pavlovna Protrova, who was born in 27th of July 1893 to 1st of May 1945, was a Soviet sniper during the Winter War and World War II, credited with 122 kills, making her one of the most successful female snipers in history. She was posthumously awarded the Order of Glory First Class on the 29th of June 1945, making her one of only 4 women to be awarded all 3 classes of the award. Now, she served with the Red Army as part of the Soviet Union from 1939 to 45. She died at the, I'm going to butcher this name, Jamina Grafino, which was basically an area of Poland that was occupied by the Germans. So that's really interesting. She was born to a Russian family in Lomonosov village within the Russian Empire. During Nina's youth, her father died, leaving her mother alone to raise 5 children by herself. Yikes. So politically in secondary school, Nina enrolled in trade. 3 years later, the family moved to Vladivostok, where Nina worked as an accountant during the day and went to school at night. Oh wow. Then she moved to Revel and found employment at a shipyard during the 1917 revolution. She was a resident of Pole, or however I pronounce that right, in St. Petersburg Oblast, but moved to the city of Leningrad with a daughter in 1927. So that's really interesting there. From 1934 to 1935, she was also team captain of the Leningrad military district of the women's ice hockey team, and after improving her sharpshooting skills, she entered the sniper school and became a certified sniper instructor. Wow. So she fought in the Second Belarusian Front in the Battle of the Control of Elbing in February 1945. She provided cover to a unit by attacking enemy positions with sniper fire, killing 32 enemy soldiers in an engagement, bringing her kill tally to 100, with her victories in Leningrad, Lepasa, and other battles. Oh wow. Throughout her career, she trained 512 other snipers, killed 122 enemy soldiers, and took 3 enemy combatants hostage. So, as you guys can see, she was very successful, so that's interesting. What else can we find out? Now, I was taking a look at Tom Henderson's Twitter account, and I mentioned about the rather interesting Warzone event. Now, courtesy of Breadis Modding and Name Lee's on Twitter, we actually managed to find out, apparently, that there's going to be a World War II Panzerzug, which was featured, if you remember, in the World War II campaign. I think, if you remember, we had to take down that big, massive armoured train that had like lots of tanks and stuff on it. Now, that's what it looks like we're going to be taking on as like I guess you could say a flashback to World War II, I suppose. But this is going to be a rather interesting live event that's going to be going down. So shout out to Brothers Modding and Nameless for finding this out. I did mention about that specific individual will all be playing characters that are based on real life people. So the ones that we know so far are Polina, we're going to be playing as you guys saw from the victory cutscene from Warzone. Now her name in real life is Lyudmila Pavlichenko. I hope I pronounced her name right there. So that's interesting. From what we understand, Wade will be played is actually Captain Vernon L. McKeel. So I'm just going to see if I can learn a few more things about these individuals here. Apparently there's another guy called Arthur, who's played by a guy called Sydney, apparently. So the guy called, what's his name? I've completely forgotten it already. I think we'll start with Lyudmila Pavlichenko. Now, for those who don't know who she is, she was nicknamed Lady Death for incredible ability, again with a sniper rifle. She also served in the Red Army during the siege of Odessa and the siege of Sevastopol, during the early stages on the fighting on the Eastern Front. After she was injured in battle by a mortar shell, she was evacuated to Moscow, and after she had recovered from her injuries, she trained other Red Army snipers, like the person we just spoke of, and was a perfect spokesperson for the Red Army. In 1942, she toured the US, Canada, and Great Britain. After the war ended in 1945, she was reassigned as a senior researcher for the Soviet Navy. She died of a stroke at the age of 58. Wow. So she was also credited with 309 confirmed kills. Yikes. So, and then you can actually see how she was so successful. She was the most successful female sniper in recorded history. So that's really interesting. Now, from what we understand, Lyudmila, I hope I'm pronouncing her name right here. Now, I had this on the screen a moment ago. She's playing the part of Polina, or she's basically the character that's based on Lyudmila Pavlichenko. So she's going to be really good. The next one we're going to be checking out is this guy called Charles Upham. Just give me 1 second. Have I got him on the screen yet? No, I don't. So I'm just going to take a look at Charles Upham, or Charles Hazlitt Upham. Born September 1908 to November 1994, was a New Zealand soldier who was awarded the Victoria Cross twice during the Second World War, for gallantry in Crete in May 1941 and in Egypt in July 1942. He was the most recent of only 3 people to receive the VC twice, the only one to receive 2 VCs during the Second World War, and the only combat soldier to receive the award twice. As a result, Upham is often described as the most highly decorated Commonwealth soldiers of that war, as the VC is Commonwealth's highest award for gallantry in the face of the enemy. So he must have been really good. He was nicknamed Pug back in the day, apparently. So interesting. So he's from Christchurch in New Zealand, so we'll have to keep a lookout for him. We've also got another chap who's playing the part of Wade, called Vernon L. McKeel. So he was the hero of the Battle of Midway and also died at the age of 92. So he was an unassuming but heroic naval aviator who downplayed his feat of bombing 2 Japanese aircraft carriers on the same day during the Battle of Midway. Died Thursday at Fleet Landing in Atlantic Beach. A reception in his honour will be held at 10:30 AM August 21st. Yada 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 yada. See if we've got any information on exactly what he did. Just see if I can find it another way. Vernon McKeel. Do we have any information on Wikipedia about him? Doesn't look like it. Right, okay. Fair enough. Right, so we got various bits of information about him there, so that was really interesting. I think we also got one more individual to talk about, called Arthur in-game, and he's playing the part of Sergeant Sidney Cornell DCM. From Portsmouth, Hampshire, UK, and he had an African-American father. He volunteered for airborne forces while serving with the Royal Army Service Corps. Took basic training at Hardwick Hall, Sydney, attended RAF Wingway for parachute training on course 86 in October 1943. The course was attended by 15 officers and 212 other ranks, who completed 1,642 jumps between them. Wow. The winds were gusty through the whole course and with really good parachuting, weather was extremely rare. The outstanding feature of this course was the high injury rate, which was mainly due to the rough weather conditions. Of the 16 injuries, there was 1 fatal accident and 8 C-class injuries, including concussion and bone fractures. Senior received a good course report, which knows best performer in section, intelligent, willing, cool, and keen. On qualifying as a military parachutist, he was posted to B Company, 7th Light Infantry Parachute Battalion. He was also awarded Distinguished Conduct Medal in February 45 for his actions in Normandy. The soldier was one of the parachutists who landed behind the German lines in Normandy on the night of the 5th to 6th of June 1944. During the next 5 weeks, he was almost in continuous action of a most trying and difficult nature. He was also a company runner and has repeatedly carried messages with the most heavy and accurate enemy mortar and machine gun fire. So that was really interesting. 4 times wounded in action, this soldier has now been evacuated and carries on with his job cheerfully and very efficiently. Oh wow. I'm not going to go too much into this here, guys, but if you want to read this for yourselves, you can check it out just by going onto Google and things like that. So, let's see if apparently he did something with the Ardennes, which is rather interesting. The Ardennes Forest, Battle of the Bulge. Oh wow. He's done, as you guys can see, he's done plenty of things there, so that's really interesting. Just going to move back on to a few more things here, guys. Apparently, from what we understand, there's going to be 16 maps. They're all 6v6. There's going to be another 4 special maps, which will have like a mini battle royale experience with the same mechanics as Warzone. So that's going to be really interesting. We also know that apparently the game takes place post World War II after the Nazis lose the war. Gestapo are trying to reclaim Nazi rights in the game's story. Alpha will be taking place which is a month away from now. The beta will be in October. Apparently the main antagonist of the game will be Heinrich Müller. I hope I pronounced his name right. So that's going to be really interesting as well. What else have we got to learn? I spoke about the Panzer, I spoke about that. Apparently there's some information about the trailer that we received. If you remember that trailer that had, or the piece of footage that we got that had leaks and rumours covering the planes that were flying across that broken city. Apparently we've got some more information on exactly what happened here. So, as you're falling from your plane, another soldier falls past you, engulfed in flames. So this is rather interesting. Do we have... Oh yeah, this isn't anything like the Battlefield trailer. This happened several hours before D-Day, where over 20,000 American, British and Canadian paratroopers launched themselves from aircraft in the dark at night. Your plane gets hit by flak fire and you jump. Spotlights and explosions fill the sky as you deploy your parachute. A few seconds later, a man falls from the plane covered in flames, and the flames from his body set your parachute on fire. You fall into the ocean. So that's really interesting as well. Can't wait to see what exactly happens when the trailer drops on the 19th, which is the rumoured date. I spoke about the Sergeant Kingsley name badge in one of the previous episodes, and it looks like he's actually going to be based on the real World War II sergeant named Sidney Cornell, who I mentioned about earlier. So apparently we've got something from the Portsmouth Post, it looks like, or the Portsmouth News. Looks like this is actually him from the actual event. Actually went down. Again, if you want to read this for yourselves, guys, I will link this all in the description if you want to check this out. So, for those who didn't see it, Modern Warzone has also revealed some key dates to look forward to. Now, these are not set in stone, these are just subject to change. The 19th of August will be the reveal of the game. The 27th to the 29th of August will be the alpha build of the game. The 10th of September to the 12th of September will be the PlayStation beta. The 16th to the 20th of September will be the beta on all platforms. The 5th of November will be the alleged release, and the very first season will kick off on the 23rd of November. So, really interesting day to look forward to here, guys. So, I want to know what your thoughts are. Please do let me know in the comments box down below. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, smash the thumbs up button. If you're new to the channel, please press the subscribe button. Don't forget the notification bell so I can see more videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then.